Alrighty, welcome to a 4-on-4 Vintage Cube team draft. I'm joined by Pro Tour champion Tom Martell, Vintage Super League alumni Andreas Peterson, and Cube aficionado Karate Dom. We're battling against Ematic, Numa the Nummy, a nice appearance from Kenji, Pete Ingram, and Xantos. So, what do we have in this pack? Well, we have a Demonic Tutor. I do like Demonic Tutor. Just having a second copy of any combo piece, having just a card that'll get you out of whatever situation you're in, it's pretty good to first pick Demonic Tutor. There's also Bloodstained Mire, Sylvan Library. Emrakul is also a pretty solid early pick. I'm getting passed to by Xantos and passing to Ematic. Ematic's probably going to take Bloodstained Mire. Could maybe take Emrakul if they first pick something that works with it. Don't expect much back here. Maybe I'll get a Trinket Mage back. Usually the Sultai Triumph Indotha, or not Indotha, I'm blanking on the Sultai name. In any case, that Triumph doesn't usually come back. Well, Animate Dead is nice. It's a follow-up to Demonic Tutor. It's a lot better than Life Death because it hits any graveyard and doesn't cost you life, though it does expose you to enchantment removal. And Zagoth Triumph, that's what it was. Anyways, I'm going to take Animate Dead. If I'm lucky, Oath or World Spinal Wheel. Let's see. Life Death probably won't. Thespian Stage might. I mean, this is kind of a thin pack. Like Badlands, Figure, Life Death, Waterlogged Grove, Chandra's 5. So people are going to have to take some of the marginal combo cards, but I'm just going to start with the Animate Dead and be happy. Oh, third pick Shieldred. All right, taking 2 black cards and then Shieldred makes me pretty happy. This is a strong pack. Like, I'm going to take Shieldred. Snuff Out's going to go. Season Pyro's going to go. Savai Triumph's going to go. That's 3. Icefang Quaddle's 4. Remember, you can add Snow Basics to your deck. Deluge is 5. And then maybe Yogwill, maybe Tree Speaker. So I might get like Plateau, Knight's Whisper back. Chart a Course, perhaps. I don't know. But I'm going to take Shieldred here. And so this pick is where it gets interesting because there's from the Catacombs, so it's 5 mana, put any creature from either graveyard into play under your control, and you get the initiative. Also, if the creature would leave the battlefield, it gets exiled. And from the Catacombs has Escape. So that's all like great stuff. But it is a 5 mana card. So I'm kind of looking at just taking Remand as a 2 mana card. I don't know. I like cheap cards, and I already have an Animate Dead. Yeah, I think I'm going to take Remand here. Also, I think From the Catacombs is less likely to be played by whoever I'm passing to. Ematic. All right, I'll take him since I have a ton of black cards, so I'm going to be playing the mana base for him, and him is awesome. Over Lorien Revealed, Oliphant, Makeshift Mannequin, Scarab God. Some fairly mid cards. I'm just going to take Preordain. Preordain is just busted. I mean, it might seem silly to say that about a cantrip, but Preordain just makes your deck so much more consistent, so all 2 drops all the time over here. All right, let's take Preordain over Grist, Ophiomancer, Thief of Sanity. These are all fine cards, but I'm feeling really happy about this start. This is just a very high quality start. Oh, and this is a perfect Dark Ritual deck. Dark Ritual is great with Shieldred. It's great with Hymn to Turok. It's great with Demonic Tutor. So slamming Dark Ritual. And passing up on Torsten as a good reanimate target and concealing curtains, but Dark Ritual, so the restriction of Dark Ritual is that you have to be playing a lot of black cards. Black sources to cast it and cards that can use 3 black. The upside is it's not incredibly worse than Lotus. It's kind of like Mana Vault. I mean, it's a Mana Vault you have to use the turn you play it, but still, 1 mana for 3 mana. I mean, that's the sort of thing that, excuse me, that wins you games of Cube. So black seems very open. Maybe Xantos tries to cut black in pack 3, but pack 1 I've already gotten kind of the lion's share of black cards here. So this is a great start. Look at this. A bunch of just the best mono black cards and then 2 very strong blue cards that only take single blue. So I like where we're at. At some point we're going to want to start thinking about mana fixing. We're going to want to start thinking about discard outlets. But honestly, I feel pretty good about this situation. Here I might diverge a little bit. Damn, I hate seeing Cradle and Hexdrinker and Greensuns. I like all those cards. I even like Zernor, but this isn't a deck for those. I might still take Hexdrinker. Honestly, I think Hexdrinker is just a really, really good card. If you haven't been convinced by just the games where someone casts a Hexdrinker and they don't do anything else and they win, Don't know what will, but I'm probably going to take it just because I think passing Damnation is fine. And Hexdrinker is just a good splashable card. So let's just take that, even if I don't know how likely I am to use it. Okay, here we've got Inferno Titan, Lava Claw Reaches, Trinket Mage, Tenacious Underdog. These are all possibilities. I could take Terra Sunder, but I'm not really looking to necessarily go Sultai. I'm just looking at what does my deck want to do here? Tenacious Underdog is the card I'm most likely to play, but is also like the weakest card. I think I'm just going to take a Lava Claw Reaches. You end up black-red a lot of the time. Okay, World Spine Worm Wield. I guess I'll just take it. If I get flashed, that'd be perfect. I don't think Una's Prowler is looking too amazing here. Oath of Druids didn't wheel, but didn't think that was going to happen. Oh, so I love Night's Whisper, but given that I'm Reanimate, or at least Reanimate adjacent, I think Chart of Course has probably got to be the pick. Savai Triumph doesn't look super great for me. Also, slight advantage that I think Ematic's a lot more likely to be able to put Chart of Course in their deck than Night's Whisper, just because I cut black so well. But we'll see how that turns out. So I've got a bunch of good spells. I could be a control deck. I don't have to be a Reanimate deck. Oh, Black-Green Talisman can help cast Hexdrinker. I like that. Over Spell Queller and PNLR. This could easily be a value deck. It doesn't have to go any other direction. All right, and to that end, I'm going to take Scarab God. Sultai value with Scarab God is not a bad place to be either. Like in terms of animates, I've got a Chart of Course and an Animate Dead, but I don't really care much for Hullbreaker Horror, and I could honestly see myself, now that I've got Hexdrinker, Sakura Tribe Elder, Talisman of Resilience, I could just be, again, a Sultai value deck. All right, last pick, Sun Titan. No, that's a Reanimate card. All right, well, I opened it in Tomb, so I should just take that. There's also a Ragavan, which I don't love passing because we didn't get past much red, but Entomb with Demonic Tutor and Animate Dead just means at some point I need to pick up a big thing. Haven't seen Atroxa or Archon yet. Not saying that I would get past those cards, but we can at least not rule them out. Entomb is just very, very good. All right, that's a reason to pull us back into Reanimator. Because the other thing is, what would we take if not Entomb? I think Wooded Foothills is just excessively weak for this spot. This pack I'm not in love with. There's Memory Jar, which is good with Shieldred. There's Lelia, which I have a Lava Claw Reaches, and I could see myself splashing Lelia. There's Lotus Cobra, but I think Lotus Cobra is kind of weak, and it's not like the Reanimate decks really need to ramp a ton anyway. There's also Tainted Pact, but I don't have a lot of lands. Tainted Pact, to make Tainted Pact good, you have to have a lot of non-basics, because the cards you're going to double up on are basics, even with Snow. I'm kind of thinking I just take Lelia, because this denies Xantos the best card possible, even if I don't end up playing Lelia. Like, passing just such a good card doesn't sit right with me. Wow, this pack has Swords to Plowshares and Mana Vault and Library. I guess I'll take Mana Vault. Fast mana is still, I think, reigns supreme here. And then Xantos could easily also be playing white. Didn't get past a ton of that, but either way, one of my teammates going to see a Library or Swords. So that must have been a strong pack for pack 3 to have those cards still. So it must have been at least one piece of power, maybe 2. Okay, not sure about the green, not sure about the red yet. Fairly sure we want to be blue-black, have 3 very good blue cards. Plus, Scarab God is looking a little better with... When you have Dark Ritual and Mana Vault, Scarab God certainly does improve. Yeah, I don't know about this Lelia. The Lelia is a little more dubious to me. All right, so this pack has Unmarked Grave to put a non-legendary creature in the graveyard. I don't really have a good use for that. Creeping Tar Pit, Baleful Strix, Liliana of the Veil. Also, there's a Yawgmoth's Bargain here, and with with Mana Vault and Dark Ritual, I'm actually interested in Bargain, and I think Bargain might wheel. Because, especially with Shieldred Bargain out, you can draw your whole deck. You pay a life to draw a card, then you gain 2 life. And I've got all the rituals, and a Demonic Tutor, so Bargain is definitely a possibility, though Yawgwill is gone. But as for what am I going to take, I kind of want to just take Baleful Strix. I just like Baleful Strix a lot. Though Liliana is pretty good in an Animate deck. Let's just take Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix is awesome. I do like Dark Confidant, but I should probably just take Rafine's Tower. Just a blue-black land is going to be pretty good for this deck. It adds white as well, though that's not super relevant. All right, let's just take that. Lurrus is great with Animate Dead. It's good with Baleful Strix. It's go to Sakura Tribe Elder and Hex Drinker, I guess. Yeah, I could see Lurising here. Luris Animated is really busted. You play Luris and you replay Animate, or later you replay Animate, get back Luris and start playing stuff. Like either way, it's very good. And I think taking Pylon or Golos isn't really all that impressive. Delighted Halfling would be good if I ended up with cheap green sources. I don't know that I'm going to go that direction. Like, I'm fine maybe just splashing Hex Drinker and nothing else. There's also Damn as black kill any creature. I don't think I'm going to play Eladamri's Call. Maybe I just take Delighted Halfling because I don't really care about Damn and Delighted Halfling. I could see being a base green deck here. Well, now there's Elish Norn to reanimate, but that's not really one of the super high impact cards. There's Scrapwork Mutt, which is a nice discard outlet, and then there's Subtlety, but I guess, I've got 5 cards to pitch to Subtlety. I do like Subtlety. Yeah, I think I'll take that. And then now, Graveyard Trespasser versus Revoker versus Brain Maggot. I guess I could take one of the 2-drops because that does make Luris a little bit better. Brain Maggot is also, I think, pretty good in general. Let's just do that. Loyal Retainers can get back Shieldred, Luris, and Scarab God. I have a Rafine's Tower. I should just take Lotus Cobra, though. I'm getting enough good, cheap green cards that I could just be, yeah, at the end of the day, Sultai. Ooh, I can chain. Sun Titan gets back Luris, then Luris casts Animate Dead. Yeah, all right. So if I get one good reanimation target, I'll be pretty happy. I haven't seen any of the real premium stuff. Okay, Bolus's Citadel versus Lightning Greaves. I think Citadel is kind of like Bargain in this deck, and I am somewhat interested. Don't think Lightning Greaves is something I'm super into. All right, so now do I want Bargain? If I get Bargain, I'd really be in the market for Tendrils versus Unmarked Grave. Get a non-legendary card, put it in the graveyard. So I can get Sun Titan. I think that Unmarked Grave is probably going to be better than Bargain. It's not like I need Bargain and Citadel. They're both fairly similar. I know Bargain works with Shieldred, but I don't know. Unmarked Grave, I've already got the Sun Titan. If I get Shallow Grave, I can World Spine Worm. Because you can cast this, put the World Spine Worm in the graveyard, and then Shallow Grave it in response to the trigger. Also, it's kind of a combo with Luris. You have Luris out, you can just cast Unmarked Grave. It's a non-legendary card. You can put an Animate Dead in your graveyard and recast it. So, I guess I'll take Dark Confidant now. I'll just hit a Bonfire. I don't care about Elvish Reclaimer. All right. The card I'd want to open the most is probably Atraxa or Archon of Cruelty, those 2 cards. Besides, obviously, like Black Lotus or something. Oh, Ancestral Recall? All right. Well, we take that. Ancestral Recall over Balance, sure. Not much that we're looking to wheel. Maybe we get Infernal Grasp or Custodial Lich back, but certainly not complaining about Ancestral Recall. Now we've got Minskin Boo or Bribery. Wow, we're really far away from being able to cast Minskin Boo, but Ematic did pass me Alalia and a late Bonfire. Might not be in a position to play it either. And some late Lotus Cobra. So I think I feel pretty safe on passing Minskin Boo. So the question is, do I want Bribery or Persist? Persist puts a non-legendary creature into play with a -1/-1 counter, which is okay with Sun Titan and bad with everything else. I think I'd rather just take Bribery. I've got a bunch of rituals. I can ritual out of Bribery. Still not clear to me how much I want this green. We'll see. I haven't made like massive sacrifices to play it. This is the pack where I really wanted to get Archon or Atraxa, but it was not to be. Okay. There's Brain Freeze, Oracle. Fallen Shinobi is actually kind of nice in this deck. There's also Tendrils and Bayou. I guess if I want to play this green, I just have to take this Bayou. Tendrils could wheel for this Bolus's Citadel sort of thing, but I don't even know if that's going to be good. Let's just take the Bayou. Okay, so now there's Necromancy, Pest Infestation, Underground Sea. There's also Force of Negation, but less interested in that. I don't even think Necromancy is that good. I don't have anything to reanimate. I guess the thing about Necromancy is it's a decent value card. Yeah, all right, let's go with Necromancy. Would kill for any sort of big creature. All right, there's a Blooming Marsh. Guess we'll take another land. That's pick 5. I mean, if I don't get a big creature, this deck can still reanimate a Shield Dread or a Scarab God, and that's still fine. I also have a Sun Titan. I also do have the combo. You can put Worldspine Worm in your graveyard and Necromancy it in response as an instant, and then you just get 3 5/5s. So that's not a terrible combo. There's Shallow Grave, and Fatal Push, and Sheldock Isle, and Birds. Well, I still maintain that Sheldock Isle is just really broken, so I'm going to take that. Pick 6, 2 more picks. Honestly, is it too much to ask just to get one of Archon? We're not going to get an Atrox or Archon at this point. We might be able to get like an Atali. I mean, it's not like Sun Titan is terrible, because Sun Titan can get back Necromancy or Animate Dead. So if we have to have Sun Titan as a thing to return, that's okay. This Lelia is not making it. Like, none of these things. And then we're not going to get... I mean, I've said this before, but I really don't think we're going to get a 7th or 8th pick flash. So this Worldspine Worm is not looking great. I don't know that Worldspine Worm Necromancy is a good enough combo to justify playing Worldspine Worm. Because you need Worldspine Worm plus Necromancy plus a way to get that into the graveyard, which I guess is Entomb or Unmarked Grave or Chart a Course. Okay. There's Sneak Attack, but I have nothing to sneak in. There's Faithless Looting. All right, I guess I'll just take Gitaxian Probe. One more pack? One more pack? Okay. I mean, this is a lot of cards over, but I can definitely cut some cards. Like this Bolas' Citadel's not looking very good. And we bricked. There's an Abrupt Decay. There's a Fauna Shaman. This actually could be an okay Fauna Shaman deck, because I have Halfling, Lotus Cobra, Sakura Tribe-Elder. I mean, the other option is I just cut all the green, in which case I could just take Mesmeric Fiend. Is that better? I mean, that is a way to go about things. I don't think I want Living Death. Yeah, I actually think I just cut... Oh, but I have 2 green lands. I'm just going to take the Mesmeric Fiend anyway. Infernal Grasp and Inquisition both wield, so did Kenrith. This deck probably wants the Infernal Grasp, but also I hate Inquisition so much. Wormcoil Engine. Wormcoil has some good matchups, and I have some good rituals, so let's just take that. I also could, like, let's say if I don't play Wormcoil, if I don't play Sakura Tribe-Elder, Lotus Cobra, Delighted Halfling, I could just play Hex Drinker off of Bayou, Blooming Marsh, and like Talisman or something, just because Hex Drinker is randomly very good. Brain Freeze and Tendrils came back, so did Oracle. Could I be a Brain Freeze deck without any Yogg-Will? I've got Bolas' Citadel. There's also just Tendrils to go with Bolas' Citadel. Tendrils is kind of a better combo with the Citadel. Do I want to play Oracle? Let's take the Tendrils. I could see doing something along those lines. Oh, Urtai and Kaito came back. Okay. I think I like Urtai a little bit more. Mosswood Dread Knight. Yeah, I guess I could see playing that, because the Dread Whispers is one of the front halves. Red Green Land versus Shallow Grave. I guess, Shallow Grave with Worldspine Worm is kind of interesting. All right. Let's see where we're at. I could see a Tendrils Yogg-Will sort of scenario at some point, but let's build the deck and find out. All right, after some tough cuts, we ended up light reanimate package. I'm still going to play the Entomb. I think it was like one of the last cards I would have cut, or would have added, but with Necromancy, Animate Dead, and Demonic Tutor, I can still Necromancy or Entomb, Animate, Shield Dread, or Scarab God, and that's still pretty good. Bribery's in. Mana Vault is in, of course. Ancestral Preordained Probe to get my early mana. Brain Maggot and Mesmeric Fiend and Hymn to Turok and Subtlety as Disruption along with Urtai and a bunch of card draw. So it's just a good blue-black deck. I ended up not even playing any of the green, though I might side in Hex Drinker. It just, with only one blue-black duel, I just didn't want to play a forest. So, all right, this is where we're at. round 1 against Ematic. Let's go. And oh, classic. This is all right. This hand's not great, but if I draw a black source or a blue cantrip, I'm pretty happy, and I have subtlety to provide a little bit of early disruption if I need it. So I think I'll keep this. The fact that I can demonic tutor for Ancestral Recall goes a long way. Temple Garden, huh? Okay, well, Shellduck not terrible. Let's put Urtai under it. Pass the turn. Would like to not have to use subtlety. I guess I can't yet. All right. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Sure. Let's draw islands, all islands, I guess. So now I really don't want to use subtlety because I know I'll be able to cast subtlety next turn. So let's see. All right, I still can't. Nice. Ematic not even giving me the option. Sure. Exploration, no land drop. Okay. I'm just going to pass. I'll preordain next turn, but seems like there's a good chance like a Nissa or something hits this turn. I don't know. I guess the Ematic doesn't have lands in hand. Grist. All right. Well, let's subtlety the Grist and see what Ematic does actually on the bottom. All right. Yeah, they want to hit land drops. Sure. Well, subtlety was great there. I'm at 28, so I guess I'm not that close to using Shellduck this turn. Bottom, I guess I'll put Remand on top. I think it's slightly better than a random card. Obviously, if I knew Swamp was my next card, I maybe would have put Remand on the bottom, but Remand to basically trade for Ematic's next turn and then draw me a card still seems pretty good here. Oh, are we going to Vamp on Upkeep? Or maybe Enlightened Tutor or Worldly Tutor? The whole wealth of tutors are an option. And if it's no play, it's no play. That's also fine. I mean, Ematic's done more stuff, but Exploration isn't doing much. Pest Infestation to make 2 1/1s, sure. That really doesn't bother me. Not drawing swamps is getting annoying. All right, I'll pass. That Pest Infestation play makes me feel like Ematic's got natural order, since that is why you would make 2 1/1s. All right, but maybe not. All right, let's just attack first and then cast Chart a Course. Any black sources? No, somehow no black sources still. All right, I guess I'll discard Entomb because at this point Entomb's not looking very, very relevant. I'll still keep him. Ematic has a million cards in hand. Am I just going to kill Ematic with 1 subtlety and do nothing else? I have literally not interacted at all. I've cast 1 copy of subtlety. I cast a Preordain and a Chart a Course, but those obviously don't interact. Okay, we've drawn a land. Probably going to play... Oh, Ematic has Minsk and Boo in their deck. Okay. Yep, there's Minsk and Boo. All right, I've got to draw black now, right? Okay. Finally. 22 cards, so 21 cards. If I think I actually Baleful Strix here. It's kind of odd, but this gets me to 20 cards for Shellduck, which means that I can Shellduck out an Urtai, and that'll be enough here. What a weird game. Also, Minsk and Boo doesn't even do anything right now. I have 4 points of flying damage. Mox Diamond. Discard a Snow Forest. So this is like a lands deck of some kind is what it's looking like. What would be this? Treachery on that. Let's cast Urtai. And that'll do it. Okay, well, Ematic didn't play a whole lot here, but we'll see, we'll see. All right, go into game 2. Don't like Sun Titan, no. Hex Drinker. I've got the Tendrils Citadel package if I want. I get to side in those 2 cards. Bribery seems like it could be good. Let's chill where we're at. That was a pretty pathetic showing on both of our accounts, I think. Okay, well, this hand has turn 2 Shieldred or Scarab God. God, I wish I just had 1 good creature to reanimate. This is still, I think, fine. Swamp, go. End of turn Entomb, untap Ritual Necromancy. I am a little scared of Pest Infestation, but what can you do? Okay, Mox Diamond discarding Temple Garden into a turn 1 Talisman. Whoa. Inquisition. Well, here at least Ematic is going to break up my reanimate combo, not knowing it's just not the sickest reanimate combo in the world. I do need to draw an island here so I can remand, and that can give me the casting spells. Do you take the Dark Ritual? How daring are you? The problem with taking Dark Rituals, I still get to go Swamp and Tomb, and then if I draw an island, I remand a spell, and then I'm just at 3 mana probably for Necromancy. So taking Dark Ritual... Basically, taking Dark Ritual is committing to ending the game in short order before I can draw up to a 3rd land. Which, depending on Ematic's hand, could be a reasonable plan, but it is risky. All right. That's where we're at, huh? Well, there's a Swamp. Pass the turn. I think I'm going to Entomb Scarab God here. Part of the reason to Entomb Scarab God, exploration, no land again, is if I Necromancy Scarab God, then and the Pest Infestation kills the Necromancy, Scarab God comes back to my hand. Okay, well, I drew 1 land. I haven't drawn another one. Taking that Dark Ritual play was pretty ambitious. Like, what if I just entombed something good? Well, I guess they know now that I don't have that, but still. Swamp? Yeah, I mean, I'll Necromancy it. I don't know. I have nothing better to do. You can Pest Infestation maybe, but the problem is Pest Infestation killing Necromancy... Like, if I had Necromancied an Atraxa, that wouldn't really solve the problem, so... I guess the other reason to take Dark Ritual is my draw is really bad, and I need to get lucky. So that's also a legit path to victory. But we'll see. I mean, if Ematic has Pest Infestation, I imagine they just cast it now, so maybe they don't. Treachery would be kind of annoying, but I could just Infernal Grasp the Scarab God and it would come back to me. So I like that. 3 cards in hand, played a land. So 3 spells in hand, has access to all sorts of colors. Yeah, there's Treachery. Okay, Island. I know that I don't have a ton of duels, but I feel like this deck has not done a good job of just drawing 1 island, 1 swamp, and having a normal game. Granted, Ematic's draw was worse game 1, so I still ended up winning, but that doesn't mean I was stoked about that draw. Okay, so we Treachery the Scarab God. That's a fine start. What is our next play? Oh, we had the Pest Infestation. We're just making 2 1/1s again. I don't get it. All right, well, Infernal Grasp the Scarab God. Really would have liked to draw an island that turn. Yeah. Let's see what Ematic's got. If I draw an island, I probably just pass the turn with Urtai up and Remand up. But we'll see. Nissa as a 3 and makes a creature as a 4. Okay, sure. Cool. I guess I'll pass. Yep. This can kill Planeswalkers, so if I had drawn a land, I could have just killed the Nissa, and that would have been pretty good. So far, I'm not doing anything here. Excuse me. Okay, I take 6. I mean, I'm pretty dead. Even if I draw an island this turn, I'm not even sure what I do that gets me out of this, and that's without Ematic casting a spell. a Duretti or something. Oh, Yawgmoth's Will. All right, fine. Nice draws. Tendrils Citadel. My only thing I'm thinking of for Tendrils Citadel is I feel like Ematic has... It might be hard for me to kill them. But I guess with these Mesmeric Fiends and stuff, we should be fine. Yeah. The other option is to try to play this Shallow Grave Worldspine Worm thing, but let's just have a normal draw. Is that possible? No. I'm going to keep this hand because turn 1 Shelldock, turn 2 Remand is pretty good, but it is just like, oh, Scarab got under Shelldock's nice. I hope they don't have Strip Mine. If I don't draw a Swamp here, this is going to be really funny. Okay. Inquisition me, sure. You can take Mana Vault, you can take Remand. Probably just takes Remand, it's my only playable spell. I still can't really get over the killing, the Inquisitioning the Dark Ritual play. I think that would have... Against that hand is kind of crazy to do, but I just didn't have anything good to get. I guess Treachery is the the reason to do that. There's so much that goes wrong, though. Oh, nice. It takes the Mana Vault. That's like the card I wanted least here. Oh, and I drew Swamp. We're just slamming Dark Confidant here. You got 1 turn to kill it. Otherwise, the tap is open. The cards will flow. Probably gonna immediately flip. You know, I guess Scarab God's down, so I don't even have anything that expensive to flip. No. All right, fine. I allow it. It's Baleful Strix here. I feel like Ematic knowing I have Remand makes it a little bit worse, and unless they play a Mox Diamond, they're just going to be able to play a 3-drop. And I'm also looking for black sources, so I can go Lurrus, replay Mana Vault, and then replay Dark Confidant. So you got 1 turn to resolve something here. I'm going to do something. Oh, Pest Infestation. Sure, that just doesn't matter too much. I've got Lurrus coming, hopefully. Nope. All right, pass the turn. I've got Remand. The longer the game goes, the better this Shelldock situation gets. Take my 2. And yeah, sure, you can Exploration. Exploration, no land, the classic. Oh, Mesmeric Fiend's actually pretty nice. See what you're working with. Channel, Treachery, Sail into the West. No blue mana right now. Let's just take Channel, I think. It's the only castable? All right. And if I resolve Shieldred, you can't cast Sail into the West. All right, that doesn't cast anything. All right, we've got to be massive favorites here. Just draw a Swamp, and then like the game kind of ends. All right, because now I get to go Lurrus. And I think I do play Mana Vault. If I have to Remand, I'll have to tap the Mana Vault, which is like a little awkward, but I'm going to Lurrus the next couple turns other things, so. Okay, so now you could Sail into the West. Do I want that to happen or not? Is kind of the question. So, given my hand, I think no. It's a little annoying. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Tap it how you will. I need to draw a Swamp, basically. Because I want to... that doesn't quite do it. If I play Shieldred, then Sail into the West no longer works, basically. But if Ematic draws a blue, they can Treachery. Let's play Rafine's Tower. I'm at 16. I think I just played Dark Confidant. And then you can Sail into the West. Yeah, that's fine. Now it's okay to Sail into the West. And if you draw a blue source first, then I'm just going to Infernal Grasp, the treachery, the Lurrus in response to treachery. Okay, this should work. Oh, we're just sailing into the west is what we're doing. Leaving treachery in hand. They know about Infernal Grasp? I don't remember if they do. Yeah, okay. We will embark. But this also means I get to use Shelldock Isle and play an end of turn Scarab God. So I would have just won had I had Ematic gone for treachery, but it makes sense why they didn't. Okay, Necromancy. I can also Necromancy as an instant to get subtlety back, which is a funny way of countering something. Has played one land so far. Has one more land for exploration. I guess I'm probably doing end of turn Scarab God. That would be nice. And then I'll have on my next turn Urtai up as well. In fact, I'll have Urtai plus Necromancy up for subtlety. I also have Necromancy up for Shieldred. If Ematic casts like Time Spiral, I could just Necromancy the Shieldred in response, which is pretty cool. Let's see what the play is here. You've got 4 mana plus a land drop, so 5 mana. There's the land drop. Oko, Thief of Crowns. And that's going to elk something, sure. That doesn't really bother me too much. Don't think Oko is going to cause me too much of an issue. I'm going to elk a pest token, okay. End of turn. Let's cast Scarab God. And take my turn. Okay, didn't kill Scarab God. Let's put all these on the stack. I'm not going to pay for Mana Vault. Entomb. That doesn't do anything. This is even worthless. Let's play a land. 3 black. Yeah, 4 blue is fine. Attack Oko. Just attack Oko like this. And okay. And I think I just passed the turn. I feel like I'm in a pretty safe spot here. You can Oko the Scarab God. I can Urtai Resurrected countering that. I can also Necromancy Subtlety. I have Entomb. All right. I don't know. Maybe I should have done something there. I'm not sure. I guess Urtaiing the Oko might have been a good play. Maybe that's better. And then keep up Necromancy for subtlety. Just worried about a spell happening, and having Urtai up seems kind of nice. Grist the Hunger Tide. Oh, well, that means I think I just put subtlety into play. And subtlety the Grist as a 4/4 flyer. Seems like pretty good value. And Entomb doesn't do much for me. I guess the downside of doing it this way is now Necromancy isn't really that powerful. But I guess we'll see what Ematic's got next. Green and 2. 4 mana. Or not. I feel like getting the Scarab God action. Okay, it actually worked out pretty well to pass because they played a spell before using Oko on Scarab God. But we'll see if this works out the way I want it to. I think maybe it would have been right to like just main phase Necromancy the Shieldred or something like that. But who knows? I don't have any more counter spells, right? I just have the Remand, so Ancestral doesn't really find anything too relevant. But Ematic is also just in such bad shape here. Like, very far behind on board. Next turn, I might just attack with the pest token because I can just animate the Lurrus if that gets blocked. And kill the Oko here. And Grist is on top, by the way. I mean, do I have anything else? No, nothing else to entomb, really. Okay. Whoa, what is this? Coma. Okay. Sure. I guess I can just kill it with Urtai on upkeep. And make a food. Yeah. Because there's no serpents in play. Let's go ahead and Ancestral myself. Entomb a Brain Maggot, I think. Draw. These are all going on the stack. In response to Coma, I'm going to cast Urtai. Destroy the Coma. And then I can reanimate the Coma if I want. Still gets a Serpent. I take one. Bob can't really do a whole lot of damage to me. Scry on the bottom, you take one. All right. 13. Oh, him to Turok, huh? That is actually pretty tempting. Let's go him you. Discard Grist and Terra Sunder. Oh, drew the Grist off Urtai. I was like, why is the Grist in hand? That makes sense, though. 2 3/3s, huh? Attack Oko, attack Oko, attack Oko. Attack Oko. I'm not going to put Channel in danger. So now you could block those two and Oko dies, or you can block those two and Oko goes to 1. Or just attack. Yeah, attack Oko seems fine. And then I'm going to animate dead the Coma here and get me a Serpiente of my own. I think that'll be pretty good. So in order for Oko to not die, the 2 3/3s have to trade off for Lurrus plus Chump Scarab God. Yep. Sure. And then animate dead Coma Cosmos Serpent. And pass the turn. Make a 3/3. I could 3/3 the Oko, but no need, and we are up a match there. All right, got round 1. Alrighty, time for round 2. We're playing against Numa the Nummy. Okay. We have both swamps and islands. It's a massive upgrade. This is the first time we've had both blue and black mana in the opening hand. Slightly land-heavy hand, but, you know, it's got Infernal Grasp, Subtlety, and I get to see what Numat's got going. Numat's playing like blue-red combo, as he does. And let's go Probe, pay the life, because I have 1-drops to play. Okay, speaking of 1-drops, all right. Oh, greedy Numa. Okay. Let's cast Preordain. That's an island. I don't want that. That's a Demonic Tutor. I do want that. Okay. So Kenji kept a 1-lander. I've been there. Done that. And has a Force of Negation as well. So let's Demonic Tutor. He has to force it now, or I can get a card. I'm going to get Ancestral and cast it during his upkeep next turn. So I imagine he's going to force it, but I mean, what am I going to do? Not cast it? Yeah. Force of Negation, pitching Brazen Bar, sure. All right. Let's see if Kenji drew the land. Did not. Okay. We get a little bit of time, but it's not like I can take massive advantage of it, but getting that, even just the one turn, oh, it's going to be 2 turns. That's going to be a lot. Oh, I drew the Dark Ritual. All right, so let's go Dark Ritual and Bribery you. Last turn would have been better, but this turn still plays. That might just be game. I don't know what he's got to protect. Like, I don't know if he doesn't want to show his deck or whether he's got something good enough that bribery against those 4 cards plus 3 unknowns that are not land. If that'll do the trick, could. Doesn't have Swords to Plowshares. Xantos has that. So let's see how bribery does here. Basically, I would imagine what Kenji's thinking about is whether to concede or not. Like, the calculus is how likely am I to win the game versus how valuable is it to show you my entire deck. Well, we'll see. I kind of think he's going to concede, but we'll find out. Oh, yeah. He said, the old do I scoop. The old do I scoop to this. Yep, that's exactly, I knew that's exactly what he was thinking. Does not scoop to it. Has Caracas, Mystic Confluence, Prismari Command, Splinter Twin, Pestermite, Conscripts. Okay. Well, I'm going to take Inferno Titan and deal 3 to you. Pass the turn, and maybe Kenji's got an answer to Inferno Titan. Could have like balance or something if he draws a land. Needs it pretty fast. Grim Monolith, okay. Oh, for Fractured Identity. Well, unfortunately for Kenji, I have Urtai, so that's not going to work out. And Urtai should be lethal next turn. As it turned out, was it 2 turns? No, this is turn 5. So turn 2, 3, and 4, 3 turns, or 2 turns, yeah, because he played a land on turn 4. 2 turns of missing land drops was enough to win the game. Urtai. And unless you've got Force of Will, that probably does the trick. All right, does not. All right, up a game against blue-red combo. Bolas' Citadel Tendrils. Still thinking about that. But I kind of like how our deck's set up, so yeah, I mean, there's a chance I want World Spine Worm in at some point, like Shallow Grave, but I don't know. If I play against someone with Brain Freeze, honestly, this hand I think is keepable just based because on the back of Ancestral. It's not a great hand, but getting to go Demonic Tutor into Ancestral is kind of an unmulligan plus. Kenji mulligan to 6 here. Island go. It's funny, this deck, I mean, I'm 1-0, I'm up a game, so it's not like I'm losing, but I kind of feel like my draws have been just really bad. Let's see if we can rectify that. All right, well, I'm still going to Demonic Tutor here. And let's just get Ancestral Recall. Do have to remember Mystic Confluence and Force of Negation. All right, let's cast Preordain. Bottom, top, land, and I'll him you. Countered it or not. Pestermite, uh-oh. Well, I am hemming Kenji, so... Alright, that wasn't the Splinter Twin. But it is a good Necromancy target, so don't Splinter Twin me now, and I'll be okay. That's not a Splinter Twin. Oh, that's a Thief of Sanity, no cards in hand? Oh, I am sorry. I mean, I'm not really, but let's do that. Boom. Kill those. And, you know, just rub salt in the wounds, Ancestral. Let's pass the turn here. And, yeah, it turns out the him Ancestral Demonic Tutor plan worked out pretty nicely. Kenji's on 20. I could bribery. Yeah, let's go ahead and bribery here. And I guess we'll just get Spellseeker. Use the ability and get Remand here. All right. Kenji has 1 turn to draw Fractured Identity, or assuming that Misty Rainforest actually cracks for white, which I don't know if it does, or he is done for. All right, well, quick round 2, and we're nicely 2-0. Let's see how things are going. Alrighty, time for round 3. quick look at my teammates' decks. Dom is currently 0-2, unfortunately, with this blue-green ramp kind of Tinker deck. Has Blightsteel Tinker with a couple cheap artifacts, not very many. Snapcaster Mage, Mana Drain. So not going great for Dom. Andreas is 1-1 with basically Mardu aggro, mono white splashing Vindicate, Snuff Out, and 4th Eorlingus off some lands. A good curve of mono white cards. Palace Shader too, I like that. And then Tom is 2-0 with a pretty nice No Academy deck. It's got Retrofitter Foundry with Gaia's Cradle and a good curve of artifacts as well. So just want to give you a quick look at what my teammates are up to. I'm playing against Pete Ingram here, who is playing like Grixis Reanimator. I'm going to keep this hand. And the Reanimate's got pretty cut. Tom has Reanimate, I have Animate Dead and Necromancy, so not the best Reanimator deck in the world, but still has outs to do some reanimating. Let's go ahead and Gitaxian Probe. What are we up against? Fallen Shinobi deck, Faden. Oh wow, this hand doesn't do a lot. Do I lead on Sheldock? I kind of just want to lead on Preordain here. So I can find a black source. Well, no black source, but I found an Ancestral. I think... Actually, hold on. Undo. Can I undo that? It's so weird what you can undo and what you can't. All right, well... I should have actually reversed the order of that in case I get hit by a hand disruption spell. No, a Scrapwork Mutt. Okay. That I'm not so worried about. Discarding Mizium Mortars here, maybe. I kept the Infernal Grasp. I'm assuming I'm going to draw a black source. And given that I do, I wanted to be able to kill the Graveyard Trespasser so it couldn't turn into a Fallen Shinobi. We'll see what Pete ends up discarding here. You got to discard something because you got to find your third land. I'm just going to go Sheldock Go. And end of turn Ancestral, most likely. Well, he's got Mana Leak. Maybe I should upkeep Ancestral. Okay, Mortars is down. Let's go Sheldock. Let's hit something good here. Demonic Tutor or Subtlety. I actually think it's just going to be Subtlety. Let's just pass. I don't have a way to get back Ancestral here, but I think he's very likely to play a Graveyard Trespasser. Oh, no plays, huh? Let's just draw Chart a Course. All right, let's cast Chart a Course here. And discard, probably just discard Dark Confidant. Not looking like too much of a Dark Confidant deck. And now I'll upkeep Ancestral. Oh, because I held control once, it's now like completely giving me priority every time. Oh, well, this is going to be an easy game if you can't play anything else. Urtai, any of these things. I can play Baleful Strix. I think I'll just go Mesmeric Fiend and see what we hit. So this is Fallen Shinobi, Liliana, Time Twister. I guess Liliana of the Veil is probably what I want to take. Custodial Lich is in there as well. All right, pass the turn. Just discard an island here. And Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. The funny thing about Dothy Voidwalker is I could Bribery. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to Bribery and hit Ashen Rider. And that that ought to be good enough, I would guess. Duress, Mana Leak, Mox, Narset. Yeah, this is just not that great of a Reanimate deck. Let's just hit the Dothy Voidwalker and hit for one. And now, I mean, I guess a Toxic Deluge would kill the Ashen Rider, and then I get to take out Underground Sea. But mostly, my opponent got stuck on 2 lands. They're on 2 lands on turn 6, and that's going to be a pretty difficult place to end up. Attack with the Scrapwork Mutt. Sure. I'm going to get Virtue of Persistence, but I'm fine just cashing in the Ashen Rider and having it die. Okay, it's getting deluged, sure. And let's go Ashen Rider on your Underground Sea. And I have Subtlety off of the Sheldock, so let's just go Shieldred. and have subtlety up, and shielded also blanks the time twister nicely, so that part's cool. Lose 2 life. If you drew a land, could play Liliana, because that's also in hand, came back thanks to the Mesmeric Fiend. All right, did not up a game here. Yeah, Toxic Deluge makes me not want the World's Bind combo. Not that I was like that likely to board it in anyway. Sun Titan, no. I mean, our deck's just kind of perfect, so why mess with perfection, right? I think we've got things going. All right, so let's see how the teammates are doing. Okay. Looks like 2-0-1-1-0-2, so close draft. Oh, okay, this is a nice hand. Keep this. Do I him or Mesmeric Fiend first? The classic. Well, let's Gitaxian Probe to see what's up. Demonic Tutor's not a bad draw. Narset, Graveyard Trespasser, lands. Let's go Swamp, go. Ashen Rider. So, which one do I do first? If I'm Mesmeric Fiend, I could take Graveyard Trespasser and then Narset gets cast. I could also just him, and if I hit a 3rd land, that seems pretty great to me. So let's just do that. Not hit Ashen Rider, please. Hit Narset and Mortars. All right. Graveyard Trespasser isn't like the end of the world here. Basically, Pete had 2 different 3-drops and lands to cast both, so no matter what, I couldn't stop a 3-drop from getting cast. So given that, there wasn't a reason. I thought him to try to hit a land or hit both 3-drops was better. I think I'm going to Demonic and Ancestral myself, because that is generally what I like to do. And, oh, I have to discard. Let's just stop on upkeep, because I know these are the 2 of the 3 cards. I've already cast 1 spell, so the Trespasser doesn't flip. Okay. Ooh, Animate Dead and Urtai. Okay. So Volcanic. What did we draw? Oh, Dak. Oh, this is going to work out really well for me, because I think Ashen Rider is going to get discarded here. And then I get to Animate Dead the Ashen Rider. I mean, maybe Ashen Rider doesn't get discarded. Yeah, I guess Pete did play around it. These, in fact, are the last 2 cards in hand. Okay, Bribery. Not the best with Ashen Rider in hand. Let's just go Urtai, kill Dak, I think. You can draw a card. The Urtai now blocks the Graveyard Trespasser, and you have 2 cards plus Ashen Rider Otawara, and I just have a grip of cards. This deck did not end up being a Reanimator deck. It's just a really good blue-black control deck. Just has a bunch of hand disruption, Ancestral, Demonic Tutor, and just draws a bunch of cards and controls the game, so that works nicely. One thing I got to watch out for with Bribery is Otawara bouncing the creature back to hand, so I don't want that to happen. Okay. Scrapwork Mud. Are we finally discarding that Ashen Rider? We are. Are we going to animate it? That would be kind of unfortunate. Oh, nope, we're braiding. Zagoth Triumph, so the last card is Otawara. All right. You're going to exile your own Ashen Rider? That would be an intense play. Yeah, they did. All right. Yeah, that's a good play. So given that, let's Animate Dead Urtai. Destroy the Trespasser. I'll discard a Swamp, I guess. And then Brain Maggot. All right, just to see if anything, they hit off the Urtai draw. Didn't. Play a land and pass. So Otawara Swamp is in the opposing hand. And I'm still just vastly ahead on cards here. Didn't see a really good Bribery target, so might hold that for the moment. Can't take the Otawara. What is this? Wait, did we draw from the Catacombs? That was the draw? Okay. That's annoying. I guess we're going to have to Bribery now. Oh, man. We can hit Jace. That's pretty weak. Okay, let's draw for turn. The Scarab God is good. So if I attack, no, I can't take the initiative right now. I'm at 11. Scarab God just gets Otawara'd. Bribery doesn't seem to hit much. I think I'm going to chart a course here. I didn't draw a whole lot, but I still get to Scarab God, I guess, if I want to. Or Bribery. Bribery and Oliphant. And then what happens there? It doesn't seem like it's very good, so let's just go Scarab God. All right, from the Catacombs, what a draw. There's no creatures in the graveyard right now, so it doesn't do anything else. You can get some counters on the Graveyard Trespasser, I guess. I think Scarab God's going to get Otawara'd. And then Graveyard Trespasser attacks. Is that kind of the idea? Well, the downside with that is I get to attack and maybe take the initiative back. If that is the case, wouldn't mind, finding a removal spell. Man, I even played the follow-up Brain Maggot, but it had to be land then spell. Couldn't have been the other way around. Still feel pretty good about this. Also, Pete's deck looks really bad, so it just doesn't really do much, you know? Yep, Otawara. I mean, if you're going to Otawara, you probably want to attack, right? That puts me to 6 if I take it, and then I take initiative back. And then I Scarab God or something. I don't want to go to 5 because of Trap, but I could stay at 6, potentially. I could also just chump with Brain Maggot, and then I wouldn't get to... If I take the initiative back off that seems kind of bad. Well, I think I actually will chump with Brain Maggot. That's fine. Draw. Mana Vault, interesting. Not enough mana to do anything too cool. I think I just play Scarab God in Mana Vault, and then next turn I've got some action here. Pass the turn. I don't think trading's very good. All right, I'm going to get trapped down to 6. And I need there to be not another top deck here. Also, this game would have been a lot easier if you hadn't drawn Island on turn 3 to not have to play Otawara. So, small detail. Okay. Let's see. If he draws a brick, can attack with the Trespasser, nug me down to 5 because of the Brain Maggot that's in the graveyard, and then I chump with Urtai, or I trade with Scarab God. The problem with trading with Scarab God is he does have From the Catacombs, so I probably just chump with Urtai, and then he can From the Catacombs the Urtai. Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble this game. Oh, are we gonna From the Catacombs the Brain Maggot and then just pass? You know what? Throne of the Dead 3 is really not that good, because, I mean, I don't think he's got any creatures left except Jace and Oliphant, I guess. So Bribery is going to get taken here, unfortunately. Okay, and you get to draw a card. Okay, time for me to spike something here. What do I want to draw? Actually, Entomb wouldn't be terrible here, because I would get to reanimate whatever I Entomb for with Scarab God. You can't attack now, though. Like, attacking now isn't really functional. Because I just chump with Urtai, and then I can Scarab God the Urtai, kill the Graveyard Trespasser, and... Oh, I guess I can't Scarab God the Trespasser then, because this gets exiled as soon as it leaves. We cycled... You're just giving me something to Scarab God, though. That's odd. Do you need the mana? Oh, I see. We drew persist, so we can just immediately persist the Oliphant. Sure. All right, well now I'm in trouble. I mean, if I draw a removal spell, I could be okay. Swamp. All right, I guess we're dead. I didn't think... I guess I attack with Urtai. Don't think unless you're supposed to take this one. If you block, then I probably win. Guess you could block with Brain Maggot, but if you block any of the other creatures, I do win. Oh, Fallen Shinobi's the last creature in deck, maybe. All right, that seemed like a pretty unlucky loss, to be honest. Mosswood Dread Knight. I'm wondering if against Toxic Deluge, Hexdrinker's still pretty bad. Wormcoil Engine, Sun Titan. It doesn't have any of the animates that look at my side of the board, which is... Oh, except for From the Catacombs, yeah. Markgrave, Tendrils, Bolus's Citadel. If I sided in those, what would I take out? I really don't want to take... The thing is, I don't really want to take out any of these Mesmeric Fiends and stuff. I feel like the deck is a pretty good, nice little engine as is. All right, teammates are playing close matches. Andreas went 1-2. Dom is up a game, so if he goes 1-2, I guess I just need to win. And Martel looks like he's about to be up a game as well. So we're doing pretty good. Winning this round would, I think, pretty much lock it up. So let's try to get the game 3 and the 3-0. I would really like to. That game felt... At the moment that Hymn to Turok was on the stack, I felt pretty good. And then a few turns later, I also felt really good. But initiative is a hell of a drug. And basically drawing... I'm going to put a good creature into play and get the initiative. And that was too much for me. I also think, given the mana problems I've been having, adding green probably not the thing I want to do. All right, I'm on the play here. Yeah, I will keep this hand. This hand is a turn 1 Dark Confidant, I think. I'm going to turn 1 here. Let's go Dark Ritual. I think I just go Dark Confidant and then Entomb. What am I entombing? Because I'm going to get to play Lurrus in a few turns, so I kind of want to entomb Animate Dead, or maybe just... I already have a Mesmeric Fiend to play next turn. I could just entomb Mana Vault, because I don't really even want to draw it that much. Or I could just entomb... I think maybe I just entomb... Oh, I'm just going to entomb Baleful Strix. All right, let's pass the turn. Please don't kill my Dark Confidant on turn 1. No. Okay, well, if I draw a swamp, I'm still in fine shape here. Mana Leak, Swamp, Mana Leak from the Catacombs, Jace, Pile On. I guess I take Pile On. Don't draw Island, please. Just immediate Island, I'm sure is going to be... All right, Swamp. All right, well, I drew an Island. Hit for 1. Any land gets me to Urtai, and any black source gets me to Lurrus. All right, black source. No. Remand is okay, but he's getting pretty close to From the Catacombs at this point. Okay, draw, swamp, hit. I don't think I can play Lurrus because of From the Catacombs. I think I'm just going to pass with Urtai and Remand up. What is this? Scrapwork Mutt. I think I'm actually going to remand that. And the reason I want to do that is I want to draw a land so I can play like Lurrus plus Baleful Strix or Lurrus plus Dark Confidant. Discard Narset. Play Polluted Delta. Okay. So next turn, it's on. Play Shelduck. Hit Brain Maggot, I guess. Pass the turn. This game has really not worked out well. But still close. Here comes Jace, sure. Slow roll the mana leak, huh? Okay. 25 cards, so let's take it. So I could go Urtai end of turn. I don't think that's what I want to do. I think I'll play Rafine's Tower. Yeah, I'm just going to lose now. Man, this really was a bummer of a hand. It felt like it was all looking decent, and then just didn't, kind of all fell apart. I don't know. We're just casting from the Catacombs. Well, we don't have mana leak up? Okay. That's interesting. Okay, let's counter that. I didn't think that was going to be the play. All right, now we get to Jace and flip it. And discard persist, play a land. Okay, this is actually not going so badly. I think that the sequencing of that was really bad. Like, what if you just Jace first, draw a land, then you have from the Catacombs with mana leak up? Doesn't that sound a lot better? Weird. All right, well, I'll hit Jace for 2 then, I guess. And then I'll cast Lurrus. And you can mana leak the Lurrus if you want. Play a land. And let's play Dark Confidant. You can mana leak that too. No? All right. What's going on here? Oh god, we're getting Toxic Deluged? All right. Yeah, I'm going to lose this. This has just been like a confluence of really unfortunate stuff, including missing on Shelldock, hitting a Brain Maggot. I don't know. Both these games 2 and 3, it felt like I was firmly ahead most of the game, and then just I guess that's what happens. You draw a random card off your deck every turn. And sometimes that's not good for you. Like, yeah. Yeah, well. What can you do, right? They're even dacking so I can use Shelldock end of turn? I guess they've got mana leak up, sure. Still, it's a little risky. Discarding Fallen Shinobi and Graveyard Trespasser, leaving mana leak and X in hand. Well, look, if I draw a Ancestral Recall, I could get back into things. All right, I guess Preordain's a start. Land on bottom, draw Shieldred. Yeah, I guess. The problem with playing Shieldred is I've got Pylon in hand. I suppose I'll just wait on the Brain Maggot then. And end of turn, probably Brain Maggot here. There's just not a reason to do it right now. And if I play Shield, it just gets eaten by it. What are we Jacing? Oh, Persist. Sure. And persisting the Urtai, or trespassing the Urtai. All right. Dack. So what are we hoping to have happen here? I guess the answer is end of turn, Brain Maggot away the Pylon. And then play Shieldred on my turn and hope Shieldred just sticks forever. Okay. You know, if we got a plan, we got a plan. All right, so we're getting back the Fallen Shinobi, which I guess I can block with Shieldred, though that's not very effective. Yeah, if I find Bribery, that's also a potential way to get something done. Okay. Brain Maggot. Mana Leak, Island, and Pylon is the hand. Yeah. Okay, let's take Pylon. Draw. Subtlety doesn't do much for me here, especially in the face of Mana Leak, but if I get a Shieldred out, that's something. Though maybe, is there an argument to just playing nothing and then having Subtlety? I don't know. The good thing is, I think that my team is going to win. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, well, it's all going to actually come down to Martel, because Tom is... Tom is 1-0. If he goes 2-1, we tie, and if he goes 3-0, we win. If he didn't have Mana Leak in hand, there's a chance that I could have subtletied my way out of this. But unfortunately... So I think I'm going to have to do with this Fallen Shinobi is let it hit me. Bloodthirsty Adversary. Okay, so you could play Toxic Deluge, I guess? Or are we just playing this a little haster? Bit of haste action. Okay, we're going to cast Toxic Deluge for X equals 1. Okay. You get Pylon back. And then you can pile on and have Mana Leak up, actually. Yeah. The problem is the Mana Leak means I can't even hit with Subtlety end of turn. So I'm just going to have to wait. I mean, I guess I got to hope the Fallen Shinobi also misses. We'll see. Necromancy and Swamp. Necromancy, sure. Necromancy, Mesmeric Fiend. All right, let's cast Subtlety. I mean, I guess I have Ancestral in my deck and Scarab God, so if I ever draw one of those, then I think then I will be... All right. Ancestral into 3 good spells? Nope, Swamp. All right. So, 2-1, and we'll see how Tom finishes. I'll bring you an update. All right, well, we battled. We ended in a draw. Tom Martel went 2-1. I went 2-1. Our 2 teammates went 1-2. That's a 6-6 tie. A little painful because their Grixis deck really wasn't the most focused and I think ran pretty good to beat Martel. Those games were kind of absurd and pretty good to beat me, but you know what? That's the way the Grixis crumbles sometimes, and a lot worse outcomes than a draw. This deck ended up solid. It was just a blue-black control deck. Ancestral did some work. Luris did a little bit of work. Scarab God was somehow one of my only win conditions. Shieldred really didn't do a whole lot, unfortunately. That's just how the games played out. But the deck was good. We got the 2-1 and felt like we were pretty close to getting to 3-0 for a tie game. Sometimes that's what we get, and don't mind it at all. All right. Well, thanks for watching. We got a blue-black deck, and maybe tomorrow will be a little more unfair, but this was a nice fair deck, and I can't wait to find out what the draft is tomorrow. So same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see you next time.